Hey guys, Brett Weiss here. Welcome to another video. Let's talk about that viral video, shall we? Yes, I had a video recently take off, a video I recorded way back in February 7th of 2021. And it got up to about 6,000 views and within a few weeks. But now it's at 56,066 views and it's gotten around 50,000 in just the last few days. And yes, I know what you're thinking. 56,000 views is hardly viral. Viral means maybe a million or more. Well, for someone like me with, just a little over 4,000 subscribers and my second highest viewed video was 12,000, I'm counting 56,000 as viral. I can do that. So anyway, I want to talk a little bit about this video. It was a fun video about the Texas Jam. Back in the day when I saw an amazing lineup of rockers of Van Halen and Dio and BTO, Loverboy, Crocus. It was a Texas Jam, aka the Texas World Music Festival. This was an amazing time. This started up in 1978 in Dallas. And the first one I went in the early 80s and I went until the late 80s. And I just had an absolute blast at these things. I'm going to read some comments on this video and I'm going to go behind the analytics and just talk a little bit about this, just to kind of share some information with you guys if you're curious about YouTube and how a video like this took off and just what's behind some of the analytics, how much money the video has made so far and that kind of thing. But let's talk about some comments first. And wow, these Texas Jams were great. It was hot as balls, hot as blazes. And there would be people with fire hoses there on the stage trying to cool people off. There'd be people passing out everywhere. There'd be topless women all over the place. And, of course, lots of topless dudes, if that's your thing, because it was just hot as heck. People were wild and crazy. And there were water cup fights and other fights, more serious fights. And just drugs were everywhere. And people were passing joints around and kicking soccer balls around, bouncing beach balls around, and there was tons of great bands. I mean, there were so many great bands. There's a really cool Texas Jam documentary on YouTube right now that you guys should check out. These were just all-day festivals with all kinds of great hard rock, pop, and heavy metal bands like Rush, Ozzy, Deep Purple, Scorpions, Journey, so many incredible bands over the years. So let's get to the comments on my drama at the Texas Jam video that has suddenly blown up recently. Let's see. I got to the final Texas Jam in '88 when Sammy's voice went out after like 2 to 3 songs. Metallica kicked some major ass that day. Didn't get to the one in '86, but got to see Van Halen in Fort Worth that same year. Van Halen was amazing. Thanks, Haywood Jablomi. That's a funny name. For those memories, very cool. And this, Michael Bailey says, wow, I was at that same concert. I can relate to your statement. Now, something like this would drive me crazy. Back then, it was so fun and worth it. Yeah, being an old, almost 55-year-old, and I'm not sure I could handle the heat and madness of a Texas Jam, but I might try. Let's see. Thanks for that, Michael Bailey. Odell Daniel gets into a little get off my lawn syndrome. He says, I was a freshman in high school. These were great times. Our country peaked in 1989. It's been downhill here since 1990. The young people today will never know how really great we had it growing up in the 70s and 80s. Thanks, Boomer. Just kidding, Odell Daniel. I totally know what you're saying. It was amazing growing up in the 70s and 80s. The freedoms kids had. The insane parties and rock concerts and everything. It was just another time before cell phones when we could be more anonymous. And it just seemed like, the music of the 70s and 80s was incredible. And I would like for some of you younger viewers of my channel, comment. Let me know what's great today. What's so much better about today? I'm sure there's some great things about today. You can communicate better and easier with one another. My friends and I used to sneak out in the middle of the night. Hey, if we could text, wow, that would have made that process easier. Anyway, let's go on to some more memories. Let's see. Pagatar 1976 says, my first concert ever. I was 10 years old. My 21-year-old brother took me. Thinking about it, I might have been the youngest person there. Dio and Van Halen killed that show. As a 10-year-old, my favorite part was the water cup fight before the Van Halen set. That was my first and only Texas Jam. I got so mad at my brother for not taking me to the 1987 Jam. Great stuff, man. These jams were just amazing. Let's see. Philip Casper mentions the cup fights. That was just very memorable. He says Eddie Van Halen almost got hit with a frisbee. Sammy climbed to the very top of the stage and sang. Man, that was awesome. I remember that well. Great stuff. Let's see. Johnny South says, saw the first and best Texas Jam, 1978, with Van Halen's first big gig and Aerosmith, Ted Nugent, and Hart headlining. That's what that documentary on the Texas Jam on YouTube is on right now. That's what that's about. Drove from Houston as a 16-year-old, he says, with my older brother and my best friend. We started at the back of the football field arena and made our way to about 25 feet from the stage. It was so hot I passed out after Van Halen. Woke up laying down looking up. They started spraying us with fire hoses to cool us off. Just turned 60 and that's still one of my best days. Thank you, Johnny South. I can relate. I'm almost 55 and those Texas Jams are some of the best times of my life. They were so freaking much fun. Eileen Castillo says, great story. You're right about being there under those conditions now. Yes, that would be tough now at my advanced age. The joy and magic of live shows never changes. I never stopped going to concerts. But to do that again, no. Yeah, the Texas Jams were a different kind of concert. Just the heat, the packed crowds, the craziness, the people passing out, the lack of security, frankly. I can't remember which Texas Jam I was at on the tarp-covered field when some guy just a few people in front of me cut up a watermelon that he brought. 10 minutes later, more juice than I ever knew could come from a watermelon just trailed its way back to us and kept going. So sticky. The thing about those jams for me was never remembering the closing bands. Craig Chapman says, great story, Brett. Seems like you guys did the Weiss thing and just worked around the seating situation. The first concert I ever went to was the 1984 Texas Jam with Rush. Now, I went to that one as well. Ozzy was there, 38 Special, amazing show. Craig Chapman continues, as I remember, it was pretty damn hot that day, but once the sun went down, it got better, and then Rush came on, and it got a whole lot better. Yeah, Rush was absolutely amazing, and it was after the sun went down, so that just kind of a hush fell over the crowd as everybody just kicked back, tired from the heat of that day, and just absorbed the brilliance of Rush. Craig Chapman continues, it's funny that back then, we had the crazy energy as teenagers to endure that place. But now I think if I were able to go back in time, I would opt for attending at Houston at the Astrodome. Yes, about 4.5 hours from Dallas and Houston, there's the Astrodome, which was indoors. And they had Texas Jams in the Astrodome. That would have been a much more pleasant experience in terms of the weather. Gary Grinkovich says, hell yeah, dude. I like the vibes on your channel. Cool design, nice room, awesome story. Thanks for that, Gary. I do have a video of my office on my YouTube channel if you want to check that out. Just put in Brett Weiss office. Thanks for the story, dude. Sure beats the hell out of Cable. This is from Peter the Rock. I'm Canadian, so I didn't know about the Jam, but seen every VH there was and Loverboy. Every Van Halen concert, apparently. Keep them coming. Thanks, Peter the Rock. My YouTube channel's better than Cable. I'll take that. It's not, but it's kind of him to say. Let's see. Oh, Dan the Man says, I remember Boston doing all their great songs, and then said how they were doing the entire album of Amanda, and the whole crowd sighed. Just deflated everybody. I laughed my ass off. Yeah, Boston, I think they headlined the Texas Jam one year, and yeah, people want to hear the hits and not necessarily the entire album of Amanda, one of their later albums with their ballad on it. I believe that was one of their later albums. Let's see. Metal Larry says the metal community was in fine form on that fateful day. Let's see. Patrick Riley says this was my one and only Texas Jam. Van Halen with lots of exclamation points. Van Halen was indeed awesome that day. What an incredible band. And you know, it takes a really amazing band to sound great outside in a big stadium for the sound to reverberate throughout the crowd. Yeah, you need a great sound system, but you gotta also have a loud, amazing band. Not everybody can pull it off, and some better than others. Rush, the Scorpions, Deep Purple, Ozzy, those are Van Halen, those are some of the better ones. I was 15, says Seabear926 at the 85 Jam, and as I recall, we did not leave our seats. Glad we didn't, listening to your story. The field was absolutely crazy. Yeah, you could sit back at the Texas Jam just in your seats and chill, but man, if you wanted to go where the crazy was, typically you went down on the field where anything could happen. I remember some guy just plowing through all of us saying, "Man, I'm effed up, get out of my way." And I mean that's tame compared to a lot of the stuff that went on down there. Let's see. Paul says, I went to all Texas Jams, even the Eagles, 2-hour delay, LOL. Bless Christopher Cross's heart. He almost passed out. I didn't know Christopher Cross was at a Texas Jam. Man, that's some mellow yacht rock music for a Texas Jam. Damn Dirty Randy says, as far as the bully in your seat, after the officer threatened you and did not offer to help, I would have filled my sock with rocks or my keys and taken back my seat. I probably would have went to jail then or gotten killed by the big guy. Even after just because I hit him with a bag of keys doesn't mean he's going to knock him out or anything. Let's see. Ray Tello says, Brett, did you ever see Stevie Ray Vaughan? He was from DFW. He's my favorite guitarist of all time, a true legend. Ray, I regret to say I never saw Stevie Ray Vaughan for some unknown reason. I just didn't go, even though I went to a million concerts. But I did check out his gravesite, which was interesting, which is in the Dallas area. I believe it's in Oak Cliff. And we saw his childhood home as well. Just a little tour we did when we were on, me and a friend of mine, when we were in Dallas for a concert somewhere. All right, let's go on. I've got a lot of comments on this video, as you might think. Sunshine Lollipop says, this video should have been 2 minutes long. Yeah, I could have told it in 2 minutes, but what fun would that be? You know, when you get a video, this is new to me, a video with 56,000 views, you're definitely going to get some comments that aren't so kind. And, you know, on some of my videos with just 20 comments, maybe one or two aren't too kind, but that's okay. That's perfectly fine. I'm just here for fun and enjoying this. I enjoy all the comments, positive or negative. I do like constructive criticism. VS says, with pot being so illegal, how the F did everyone sneak so much in and get away with it? That's true. In Texas, you could definitely get, and you know, most of the country at this time, you could get in real trouble with just small amounts of marijuana, especially if you were shown to be distributing it or whatever. You would basically, it was ignored at a lot of these concerts. There were security guards and cops standing around, and you know, they would bust people sometimes. But at these concerts, I don't know if they were instructed to ignore people or they just knew they couldn't arrest everybody. But at these hard rock and metal shows, there would be a lot of people smoking pot, a lot of people passing joints around. And indoor arenas, there would be, you know, just big clouds of smoke, you know, and you could get contact high just sitting there. And I think a lot of cases, it was just ignored. That's just the short and simple of it. Del White says, I was there, got a pic of Paul Stanley and Poison in my photo album. Yeah, that when Poison played the Texas Jam, Paul Stanley came out and surprised everybody and sang a song with the band. I can't remember if they did Shout It Out Loud or what, but it was pretty freaking awesome. It was amazing. Chris Merrow says, I was wearing moccasins in the 1985 Texas Jam, and I stepped on a damn syringe. Ow! Yeah, good concert, though. Ted Nugent, Deep Purple, Night Ranger among a few, I think. Grim Reaper was there, too. I think it was at that concert. Yeah, I remember Grim Reaper. It was funny. I think they're the ones that said, see you in hell, Dallas, and everybody started booing. Because this was the Bible Belt. Still is. Cy Kwookie says, dude, one hit him high, one hit him low, and the other two throw punches until he submits. Sounds like this bully was trying to impress his girlfriend. If you win, he leaves. but before they go, lick lock his woman. If you lose, you leave, but before you go, lick lock his woman. Lip lock his woman. Did I say lick lock? That'd be interesting. See how that S goes? Okay. Probably wouldn't advise that, but pretty funny. Jeff says, talk about an overrated genre of music. Let's be honest, the music was awful. People were just looking for a place to party and something to listen to. I went to the '88 Texas Jam. Debauchery, wasn't into it, but it seems like everybody else enjoyed it except for the ones who at first glance appeared to be dying. Hope they were okay. Just my thoughts on my experience with a little jam in Texas. But Jeff, I can kind of hear what you're saying. It's definitely not everybody's scene, but I did hear and see some incredible music there. So I do disagree about the music. Most of the bands I saw at the Jam were absolutely awesome. But hey, if that's not your cup of tea, I totally get it. Here's one of those negative comments from Zumadog. You made a video about a guy sitting in your seats in 1986? I got suckered by your clickbait. Thought the drama was going to be about the bands. One time I was at the amusement park and someone cut in front of me in line. I'm going to make a 20-minute video about it. That's funny, Zumadog. And my comment to Zumadog was, LOL. See, I can take it. Let's see. Read Moore says, none of this sounds enjoyable. That's pretty darn funny because I can definitely see someone who would absolutely be miserable. Hey, let's end on this one and then go to some of the analytics for this video. Heath Rowe says, dumbest story ever. And my reply was, guess what? LOL. All right, guys, I got a lot of great comments. A lot of people really enjoyed this video. And it's just crazy how many views it's gotten, considering, you know, my next one up is 12,000. This has gotten 56,000 views and counting, and it's still adding to it. All right, guys, let's get into some analytics now. I just want to give you guys a little behind-the-scenes stuff and look at my analytics here. 56,233 views since it was published, and this added 177 subscribers to my subscriber base. Pretty cool that one video could pull in 177 new subscribers. That is awesome. If I could do a video like this from time to time, the channel would blow up quickly. That's pretty awesome. My estimated revenue, $157.42 off this video. Pretty cool. I can see how, you know, YouTubers who do this full time. I obviously am a writer and I do YouTube for fun and just to share stories with you guys, and I absolutely love it. But I can see if you do YouTube full time and, you know, you get, you know, 50,000 views or more on a regular basis, you can make this work as an occupation. Pretty cool. Let's see. Average view duration is 3 minutes and 55 seconds. Now, that counts a lot of people that watch the whole thing and a lot of people that click on it and click away very quickly when they see that maybe I'm not, you know, showing bands playing, or they just don't want to hear a story or whatever, or don't care. All right, continuing on with the analytics, impressions click-through rate is 5.5%, which is solid. Watch time from subscribers. Now, the subscribed rate is just 0.5%. Not subscribed is 99.5% of the viewers. Well, I've just got 4,000 plus subscribers, so that kind of makes sense. Age and gender. Female, 5.7%. Male is 94.3%. As far as age goes, people from 25 to 34 years old, 0.8%. 35 to 44 years old, 4.4%. 45 to 54 years old, 38.2%. And 55 to 64 years old, 47.8%. 65 plus years, 8.8%. So, yep. This kind of video definitely appeals to Gen Xers and Boomers. All right, guys, there's some behind-the-scene analytics for you guys and some comments on my video that just strangely went viral. And it looks like I did a Google search and I really couldn't find like a really popular person on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or anything that shared this video. It just got caught up in the algorithm somehow. If you can find someone that linked to this video or maybe another video that linked to this video. And I looked at my analytics too. It just looks like it just comes from, you know, YouTube recommending it. So pretty darn cool. All right, guys, hopefully another one of my videos will go viral. That would be pretty awesome. Let me know in the comments if you're a YouTuber and one of your videos has gotten substantially higher view count than any of your other videos. I would love to hear that from you guys. I would be very curious about that. That would be, and just let me know, you know, what video that was, and feel free to link to that in the comments. I'd be curious about that. And let me know if you've gone to the Texas Jam. You know, that would be cool. And just the whole outdoor concert experience scene. Did you ever have any unstable happenings at hard rock or heavy metal shows back in the day? Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for liking this video. This is another Texas Jam video. Maybe it'll get to 55 or 56,000 views. Kind of doubt it, but we'll see what happens. Regardless, thank you for watching. I hope you will subscribe to my channel. That would be a huge help. We will talk to you in another video. Rock on.